Just wanted to tell you my testimony. I believe I'm here just to give you guys hope in any type of way. But, so my childhood was really rough. Bunch of trauma. I really don't remember any good memories from it. Bouncing from home to home, basement to basement in Detroit, shelter homes, all sorts of stuff. Didn't actually have a home until I was like 12. But, so there's a lot of damage done there I had no idea about. I was just living my life. I was hurting and broken inside from as long as I can remember. So, yeah. Sorry, guys. So yeah, I got involved in a lot of stuff. Didn't really know what I was doing. Didn't even know really who I was. Everybody says, be yourself. Who am I? No idea who I am. Trying to do what this person's doing, trying to conform to this person, trying to go to church and be like these people. But I don't fit in anywhere. So I tried everything. I mean, I tried women, tried different drugs, tried many different things. And I kept trying it. No matter what, I felt like more of it would somehow bring me to life. But it never did. It always just left me empty and broken. I just kept going. I didn't realize that there was a void inside me that none of this stuff could fill. I didn't realize that there was something inside me that needed to be fixed, that needed to be healed. Otherwise, I'm never going to know who I am. So yeah, things went on for a while. I mean, I went to jail quite a few times. I was back from different rehab centers. And, but last year, actually, January 7th, I was selling pills to some people. I jumped in a car with some wrong people. And I got into the car. I went to count the pills and give it to him. And this guy put out a .40 caliber pistol and he put it right on my head. And then as soon as he did that, another guy ran up into the car, pulled out the same gun, and put it right here. So I have two guns on me, and as soon as they did that, it just took off. So they drove me to a lot. I was pleading for my life back and forth. But something had sent them to kill me literally that day. So they drove me to this lot, back of this lot. And they kept ordering me out of the car. And eventually I got out. I went to take a step and go to run. But as soon as I got out, he just unloaded everything he had. He shot me 10 times with a .40 caliber pistol at point blank range. I mean, if I was in the passenger seat, he was in the driver's seat. He was right next to me. Got hit from my legs, arms, chest, back, all over. So I'm laying on the ground, and something literally tells me to play dead. So I close my eyes, I kind of just roll over, hand hits the ground. They see this, they drive away. But now I'm alone, no one's there, I'm bleeding out, I can't feel anything except pain. And all I'm thinking about is what I didn't do anything in this life. I'm thinking about all the people I love, and I'm going to sit here and die like this. What did I ever do on this earth? So I remember turning over, looking up at the sky, and just said, God, help. That's all I said. I didn't really say anything else, couldn't really talk, couldn't breathe very well. A lot of blood in my lungs, so it wasn't very loud, but he heard me. Because I don't know how to explain this. Literally, I could not move anything. I was laying on the ground, and I started to close my eyes, curl up into a ball. Pain started to go away a little bit. He's like, no, you cannot lay here. You need to move now. So somehow, I can't even explain this, dug my arms into the snow, like my hands into the snow, and pushed myself along this field. It's about a 100-yard field. I pushed myself all the way across. I still have no idea. It's only God that gave me the strength to do that. I mean, I don't know what else could. So it took about 10 minutes to get across the field. I'm at the end of this field. And I'm about to keep going, but it feels like literally I'm about to die any second. And a guy comes running around the corner, starts sprinting right at me. And I didn't know if he was there to finish me off. I really had no idea. But he ran right up. He ripped off his shirt. He wrapped it around my leg. I was on the ground. So he wrapped it around my leg. And he picked up my head. He looked me in the face over and over. He's like, you're going to be okay. You're going to make it. You're going to be okay. That's all I remember. It was almost like a piece coming at me right there. No matter what pain I was in, it was almost like a light was shining around this guy's head. I don't know how to explain it, but it was very intense. And he just kept reassuring me, no matter how much I felt, that there's no way I'm going to make it. The cops came. About 10 minutes later, they showed up. They were looking over at me. They asked for an address and a phone number because they needed to let the person know that pretty much I died. They didn't give me a chance. But 10 minutes after that, ambulance showed up and I'm still alive. They take me in the ambulance. I go get to the hospital finally. I see the lights going above my head and I know it's okay to close my eyes. But this is crazy because I got hit in the femoral artery. You're not supposed to survive more than 3 minutes to bleed out. I'll say 3 to 5, just to give it a range. I was alive for over half an hour. Also, when I got to the hospital, I had 17% of blood left in my body. You're supposed to die between 40 and 60. So something was literally keeping me alive. So, from then on, it was crazy. This didn't just draw me to God. It's actually made me not realize why I was on this planet. Because now, for the next 3-4 months, I'm in the most excruciating pain I've ever been in my life. I can't move out of my bed. I'm drinking my meals through a straw. I feel like an elderly man just sitting in bed, doing nothing. And over, just replaying everything that happened over and over and feeling it over and over again. Little torture. I don't know how people describe hell as being any worse than this. Because there's physical, mental, everything. Just torture. Wanting to kill myself all the time. All the time. Contemplated it all the time. But yeah, so I ended up going to church. Went to church, heard a message, got invited to go. It was actually a bad message. It might not have been a bad message, but I didn't get anything out of it. And I went home and I was like, God, really? Like, I'm trying to show you that I'm trying to do something. I mean, I remember I had an oxygen mask on, had a colostomy bag, had a walker. It was like this frail little guy going into church. And, but yeah, the next day I was like, I'm going to go back. I'm going to try it one more time. Because that night was just little hell again. I had the enemy literally laughing in my head, just replaying everything all over and over again. Just laying there. So I went back to church the next day. And I knew I had to have somebody pray for me. I listened to the message, but I needed prayer. I needed something to change. There's nothing changed. I'm going home and I'm dying. There's no way I'm living. I don't understand why God kept me alive to just experience this. Is this my punishment? Is this what I get? So, and I walked up to a guy. I wanted him to pray for me. Before I could even say anything, he asked me if he could pray with me. I said, yeah. Him and a couple other guys gathered around, and they started praying for me. Well, they were praying, and I was trying to get into it. Then he looked up at me and he said, if you want any of this to happen, you need to think about your life, the things that you've put into your life. And you need to tell them they have no place in your life anymore. You need to denounce them and say that they're no longer in your life. I'm like, all right, I'll try. I just started screaming out what I could remember, any sin I committed, anything I can remember that I did. I was just yelling it out. And it was weird because two of the guys, after I got done saying the last word that came out of my mouth, two of the guys that had their hands on me kind of dropped off. It really didn't make any sense to me because I didn't feel anything, but it looks like they literally just got shoved. So, but I was just like, okay. But I looked back up at Pastor Darrell, who was one of the guys praying for me, and I just felt like there's peace, joy. All those crazy thoughts that were going through my head were just, it was peaceful. It didn't make any sense, and I started smiling. I smiled for the first time in so long, and I had known just in that moment that there has to be something to this. I've been taught about God my whole life, but this is really God. This is true. No matter how many times I went away, no matter how many times, this is real. I know you're real, and I remember going home and just letting them know, I know you're real. And I still had so many issues. I was taking all types of medications. I was still in bed, still went through all the physical pain. It's not like, bam, you just wiped it all away. No, it didn't happen like that. It was a process. It was really hard. But I'm just so blessed and so grateful to be alive and to get through what I've been through. it's just absolutely incredible, and just to be here to share hope with you guys, man. This stuff's real. You can really have life on this earth. You don't need to just go to heaven when you die. It's about right now. It's about fixing yourself right now, and there's only one person that can fill any void you have. So, that's all I got. That's it.